Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're totally dissecting the Singapore Jobs Analytics data product. We're going to dive deep into exactly how raw, messy job postings get transformed into a slick, interactive tool that actually delivers actionable intelligence for HR professionals.
Okay, let's dive into this. Our journey today is broken down into 4 parts. First up is the business case, then we'll get into process and data handling, follow that up with a full dashboard walkthrough, and finally wrap up with challenges and learnings.
All right, part 1, the business case. Let's define the actual problem we're tackling here.
So, what problem are we really solving? Well, imagine talent acquisition teams literally wasting days on manual salary benchmarking. It's a huge pain point. Our objective? To completely replace that spreadsheet guesswork with real-time, data-driven market intelligence for HR directors.
And to pull that off, we need massive scale. We are talking about over 1,048,000 real-world job postings, all sourced directly from mycareersfuture.sg.
That incredible dataset captures active hiring signals from over 53,000 unique companies right across the island.
It spans more than 20 major industries, too. So it really creates this complete, super robust snapshot of the entire national labor market.
Moving right along to part 2, process and data handling. Let's pop the hood and explore the pipeline methodology. Building this end-to-end pipeline required 5 distinct steps: load, clean, engineer, analyze, and visualize. Now, the cleaning phase was absolutely crucial. Right off the bat, we instantly filtered out nearly 4,000 records that had null salaries. Then we engineered our features and ran our analysis using SQL window functions before finally visualizing the results.
For the tech stack, we leaned heavily on Python, Pandas, and Streamlit. But honestly, the real star of the show here is DuckDB. It's an in-process OLAP engine that let us process 1 million rows locally with mind-blowing sub-second latency.
Now, what's really interesting about this extraction process is how we handled messy JSON arrays. Basic SQL text searches using like clauses, they failed entirely. To get accurate extraction, we absolutely had to use advanced, regular expressions. Let's break down that exact logic. We used a negated character class. It essentially commands the system to grab every single character up to the very first closing quotation mark. It's like a surgical strike, perfectly isolating the target job category right out of the raw text data.
All right, part 3, the dashboard walkthrough. Let's see all these insights actually in action across the application.
Kicking things off with the Overview tab. The overall shape of the market is super clear. A massive 64% of all roles sit squarely in the $3,000 to $6,000 monthly mid-market band.
Jumping to the Industry Intelligence tab, we see banking and IT command the top salaries, both averaging over $7,000. But check out engineering. It actually offers the best ROI. It maintains nearly a $5,000 average alongside a staggering volume of 99,000 postings. We also stumbled upon what we call the admin and secretarial paradox. It boasts the highest volume, over 102,000 roles, but the lowest average salary at just under $3,300. For an HR director, this is a massive signal indicating high turnover that's going to require rapid pipeline optimization.
And speaking of salaries, this brilliantly illustrates the real wage gap, 4.2x. That is the exact benchmarking multiple when you compare senior management compensation, which averages over $11,000, straight to entry-level roles over on the Salary tab.
Looking at the Trends tab, we can clearly track macroeconomic momentum. We saw this explosive 8x post-COVID growth back in Q1 2023, hitting a peak rebound in Q3 before ultimately plateauing by Q1 2024. It really shows the market stabilizing into a much more mature hiring environment.
Which brings us to our final section, challenges and technical learnings, because building this from scratch wasn't exactly perfectly smooth sailing.
We hit some real roadblocks. Regex limitations and trying to deploy massive gigabyte-plus database files to the cloud were significant hurdles, but the fixes were pretty elegant. Combining DuckDB's native speed with Streamlit's cache resource decorators actually dropped our load times from a sluggish 8 seconds down to under 1, a total game changer.
Looking ahead, the pipeline for an enterprise-grade platform is incredibly ambitious. We're talking about utilizing natural language processing to extract specific skills, training machine learning models for pinpoint salary prediction, and even generating heat maps based on proximity to MRT stations.
So what's the ultimate takeaway from all of this? Simple. Data beats intuition every single time. Scan the code to jump in and interact with the live dashboard yourself. Because you really have to ask yourself, what hidden market signals is your current talent acquisition strategy completely missing? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer.